Hey, good afternoon, good morning to some. Thank you for joining today's FairWarning Promise Release webinar. This is going to be a customer-only event. Thanks for taking some time out of your day to learn about what's coming up in the next release. And then before we jump into the release, we want to start with a little bit of a backstory for you. And earlier this year, we did a partnership with a growth equity firm, Mainsail, and during that process, it really helped develop a lot of what we're delivering in this release. And we had a lot of great feedback from customers about the overall experience. And what we found is we were able to identify a lot of areas in the platform where we've made some promises, but not quite fully delivered on those. And so that's what today is. Today is all about fulfilling on some of the promises that we made to help bring the reality of what we are delivering to our customers, to you. And so today we have, we'll be joined by, actually joining me is going to be helping me review this will be Rahat Nahal. He's Director of our Production Services, and actually important to the overall customer experience. He's been really a great addition to our team this year in terms of improving the overall support experience. So excited to have you on, and I think you play a key role in kind of some of the promises that we've made to our customers, Rahat. And then also kind of in the background we'll have Lisa. She is our manager of training, and so you might hear her voice or at least be familiar with your name if you've ever asked for some assistance. She's going to help manage the Q&A portion of it. We do have a couple different options to engage or interact with us today. And you don't have to wait till the end. You can use the Q&A module in the top right corner, and we'll kind of go through some of those questions, answer anything that we can. But if you want to stay till the end and the time remaining, we'll actually answer any specific questions. We might defer some if it's a little bit too detailed and maybe more appropriate for a training session. We also encourage you to join the community. There's a lot of content there. We'll review some of that at the end, or also meet us in person at some of the upcoming user groups. I know we just finished one in Augusta, and we got another one coming up in New York. There's probably one coming near you, so stay tuned there. And then if anything, you guys are always available and encouraged to reach out to your customer success manager for some additional details. Okay, so I want to start with the highlights of the Promise release, and there's going to be some really neat new capabilities like calculated fields and improving the analytics library. But today, again, we want to focus on those areas really specifically designed to help save our customers time. That's going to be the theme of today, and you'll see it carried out through the slides and through some of the product that we show you. And then in some of those promises that we've made to customers, the first one being, and really quite an important one, that's going to be around elimination of false positives. We know a lot of customers spend a lot of time or maybe even waste a lot of time with accesses that are business appropriate. We want to help eliminate that for you, and we'll talk about how we've done that. It's kind of the second phase of rolling out intelligent filtering. You combine it with machine learning to drive it to zero if that's what your organization risk tolerance is. We'll go into more detail. And then also, when something does come up, you have to document it. You have to open up a case, and we want to make sure that we reduce the amount of time that it takes for you to do that. And I know for a lot of our internal team members and those customers that spend a lot of time documenting, this is something that they're really, really excited about and already saving some time. So taking alert information, auto-populating an investigation has been a great improvement. Those customers that aren't using the investigations tool, no worries. We have the ability now to send that information in the investigation to your existing third-party tool. So if you're using a ComplyTrack, a Privacy Pro, document the investigation or that information in it will be automatically sent so that you're spending your time in one solution and not having to duplicate your efforts. Again, kind of helping to reduce inefficiencies or at least minimize the inefficiencies that you might currently be experiencing. And then Rahat's really excited. Support's going to get to help roll out this release, and a lot of new features in it. So you might have questions. Now customers have the ability to get real-time help. You can chat with customers in the application. So We'll go more into detail around that in some coming slides, but that's an exciting improvement there. And then also the overall performance improvement. We continue to make sure that when we talk about saving time, you guys can't afford to have pages load slow, moving from screen to screen. The product team is always looking to find ways to tweak, to make it go faster. We continue to deliver on that version after version, so excited about that. As we move forward, we're going to share more details about each section and the highlights. Then we're going to show the product, what it might look like to you, and then we're going to talk about how to prepare for it.
And we did have one question come through related to the FairWarning community and access to that feature that we offer our customers. So you do not need FairWarning admins from your specific organization to grant you permission. You can simply reach out to your customer success manager, and we'll get you up and running in that environment. We offer a lot of tools, a lot of knowledge articles, and discussion boards located in the customer community. So again, just reach out to your customer success manager if you're interested in joining our community, and we'll get you set up.
Perfect. Thank you. So number one priority for us is around saving customers time, and the number one area that we can do that is through the elimination of false positives. And so the promise to you, to our customers, is to make sure that the time that you spend in the FairWarning is looking at those accesses that are only those that are inappropriate. And we've done that through the addition of intelligent filtering, but then also through the addition of the intelligent filtering with machine learning. And so now customers have the ability to leverage what you're doing in the tool and to have the system learn future alerts that are potentially being generated, and then to be able to dismiss those. And so we've seen great reduction in just the first phase of it. So for customers that have intelligent filtering, saw a 60 to 70% reduction. Those customers that want it to be 0, you now have that capability. So really excited about releasing that. We'll share more details. There's probably, for those more technical people on the call, you're going to have questions, a lot of questions around maybe some of the algorithms or how do we make that work. We have 30 minutes today. We'll save that details for the training, but just know that the capability is available for you. One thing that's important, and if you have end users that are actually making decisions about business-related access, it's really important that your end users are qualified, and so we'll tie that into some certification training or even just no-cost monthly training to ensure that you have that trust with your end user and decisions that they're making as well. And then, again, you have the ability to kind of dial it up or down for customers depending on your risk tolerance. But really excited to roll this out to help, again, save our customers time. So let's go into the next highlight, and this is so after you have an incident, or if you discover an incident, an alert comes through, you've done your analysis, and you figured out that it needs further investigation, and you need to open up a case or open up an investigation. The good news is that you can send the data that's in that alert automatically to the investigation within FairWarning. And so if you're an end user, no more typos, no more copy and paste. You can save time by having that information mapped to and automatically delivered to the investigation template. And so one of the things that, and hopefully this will improve efficiencies across the end users and across your teams. And so some of the capabilities that are available to our customers is that auto-populating certain fields like the details, auto-populating the application that the alert came from or applications, auto-populating the type of alert that it came from, as well as important dates that end users need to be aware of, whether it's discovery or occurrence date. And then also something that they're really excited about is that if you see the users and you see the patients, you're able to also auto-populate the involved parties into the investigation. And so a ton of time saved in this area, and really excited to give this feature or kind of release this capability to our customers. And again, we'll dive into this in more detail. So then for those customers that might be thinking, that's really great, but I don't use FairWarning's investigations tool and I have a different third party that I use, no problem. We have the ability to also send that investigation information to a third party, we'll call it a GRC tool. You might have a different name or the actual solution name. It could be a Compliance 360 or a Privacy Pro for your organization. But we want to make sure that customers don't have to spend time duplicating the documentation efforts that you spend in FairWarning and then doing that same exact step within Privacy Pro. And so we want to present our customers with the option to go and choose one solution to manage a case or manage an investigation and then report on it. And so we continue to build out this ecosystem of GRC partnerships, and if you don't see a logo, if you don't see a tool that's on here but it's important to your organization, no problem. We can just reach out to your customer success manager and we can engage with our team and that solutions team to help build that type of connectivity. So really excited to help improve the efficiencies around not only the analysis of your alerts, but also the documentation steps for your cases and for your investigations. Okay, so keep going, continuing forward. One of the areas that we talked about, we know that as an end user, when you get into FairWarning, it's serious. We know that when you get into FairWarning, the clock is ticking. It could be because you have a patient that complained. It could be a legal request that you have or an OCR auditor asking for specific information. So time is of the essence. And Rahat, what could you share that's new and available to our customers?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Brian. So as Brian stated, we want to value the time that everyone has, and as you're dealing with time-sensitive issues like an OCR audit or a patient complaint, we realize that when you're using the application, you need to be able to resolve any issues that you encounter while working through the application in a timely manner. So one of the areas that we wanted to invest in with this release was to the ability to be able to provide real-time live chat, which Brian is showing on the screen now. So you can be able to answer those questions pretty rapidly, engage within our support team in a frictionless way, and be able to resolve those issues. So it helps you to avoid having to manage cases or emails in working with our production services and other teams to be able to engage with us so we can rapidly resolve those problems. So
that's great.
Yeah.
So let's show it. Let's see what some of these new capabilities include. And so what we're going to do is highlight some of the areas that we've covered, investigation templates, auto-populating the investigations. We'll go back to some of the elimination of false positives, and then we'll finish off with some just getting help within the application. So the first thing, and this is probably not new to a lot of you that are on the call, you have your dashboard. Each person has their own dashboard. We're going to start with the alert section, and the alert section is going to present a couple coworker snooping alerts, and we're going to select the first one with Erica, and then this is going to give us the information to do or start to review the alert that was triggered. Again, you'll have your details section on the right. You'll have your details of the alert below. The automated incident response tab, these are maybe new to some, but they're available to help our customers be able to quickly analyze or at least investigate if it's appropriate or inappropriate in a visual manner. And so in this case, we think that this user is doing things that they don't normally do based on the graph and based on the details. So we're going to go back to the alert details, and then we're going to select that an investigation. And I can click on the icon for an investigation. I have the ability to continue to select it to an existing investigation, but now if this is a new alert, I can attach it to a new investigation, and you can see that it's already pre-populating the name of the enforced policy, the user's information, and the occurrence date. So it's already starting to pre-populate a lot of that important information, and so I can choose to attach it and edit it. And the reason why I might edit it is because it's going to show me the involved parties so that I'm able to confirm the people or the user and the patient that are contained in the alert, and I can match it based on information related to the related to the alert that was triggered. And so I believe that this information is accurate. I can select OK. It's going to take me automatically to the investigation. I can see that the systems that have been accessed. I can see the dates that are populated. I can then go back and scroll up to the top and see that the summary of the information has been already filled out for me. Investigation type, the category, this information has already been pre-populated based on my decisions about how to document the alert. And so, and then also your involved parties will be documented as well. So how do we do this? You can go to the reports section and you're able to select the specific report that you had. Go to the enforced policy configuration page. This will look a little bit different. We'll do some training on it during the upcoming events. But it's going to give me a series of questions that I'm able to help document or set up or configure my enforced policy. And I'll click on how can I speed up documenting the investigation. And you can see that it's already going to give me the set of templates that I can choose from. FairWarning is going to out the gate, going to have some pre-built templates. You can customize it based on your organization, but essentially you're going to align your report or enforced policy with the investigation template. And then so at this point I can just choose to schedule or execute now, but I do want to highlight on the how can I reduce or eliminate false positives. This is intelligent filtering. And this allows customers to be able to add different policies or different logic applied to the alert to be able to go through and say, was this business related or was this not business related? Are they part of the care team? Are they making edits to the record? And then this is going to be able to allow you to set your kind of risk tolerance. The more filters you add to it, the further reduction of false positives, so depending on your risk tolerance. We added one, you can add several here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and schedule this, and it's going to run. So the next step that I want to do is, now that I have intelligent filtering with machine learning, I want to know how the trend of, or how successful is it. And I can go ahead and map out and report on the number of alerts that are being automatically dismissed by FairWarning compared to those that need further attention. And I can do that by clicking on a pre-built report in the governance section. It'll trend out the number of alerts, and it's going to color code it based on those that FairWarning closed compared to those that are still need attention by your end users or whoever's doing the operation of the tool. So, and then this is graphical. You can export it just like any of the other governance reports. At this point, you know, in the promise release, and even including our last version, there's a lot of new capabilities within a tool. And Rahat, let's say that I'm using it and I'm stuck. What might I do now?
At this point, yeah, absolutely. You should go to the bottom right of the application. You can click on Need Help, and that'll pop up a chat window where you'll be able to directly correspond and work with our production services and other teams to resolve that issue. That's basically what we want for you to be able to actually use the app effectively and take advantage of all these new features.
Perfect. So no longer do I have to then stop my work, go into the community, open up a case, or maybe reach out to your customer success manager. If I get stuck, I need help now, I can open this, and then I can start engaging with FairWarning, one of our experts or one of our support team members.
That's absolutely right. Yeah, the intention is so that you don't have to manually manage cases, emails, and even come out of the app for any reason. You can actually work within the app entirely and correspond with our team.
Perfect. So those are some of the highlights that we want to share. We went through this fairly quickly, and there's probably a lot of questions around some of the different areas about maybe what GRC tool that you have that we can connect with, or how do I set up a investigation template, or what is an enforced policy. Don't worry, we'll cover how you can get some training in a few slides. But let's go back to the presentation. There are a few other promises that we deliver to our customers that I do want to just review on, and they are associated with the saving time for our customers and then also ensuring that the tool is kind of eliminating unnecessary costs for the tool or making it more affordable. And really to help fulfill on that, I'll pick on the first two on the left-hand side, and they're associated with training. So good that we have Lisa here joining us today. But The FairWarning Ready certification training, we've made some adjustments to that to make it more flexible and easier for customers to become certified. And so we took what was once an on-site course, we moved it online to really help avoid any type of travel expenses associated with it, and then also help customize it based on EHRs. Customers have Epic, Cerner, Meditech. We want to make sure the training that we deliver is custom to your environment because it's really important knowing the data and the event data that comes from it. And then also that allows us to offer it more times a year. And so this month we have Meditech, next month is Cerner, and then in November will be Epic, and then we'll just continue that cycle. And so if you're not certified, we encourage you to get certified. The nice thing about these courses is that they're always going to be on the current version. And so if maybe you're certified on 3.1 or an earlier version of it, but now let's get you certified on the Promise release. And then those for the most ambitious that are joining us today, and you want to become an expert, you can. And that's our master certification. So we really evolved that the on-site certification to more of an expert level, advanced level course that'll be offered in October. So if you don't have anything going on in October, we invite you down to come join us here in Florida, and we'd be happy to expand your knowledge in the FairWarning platform. And then if you don't have the people to run it, and maybe somebody got promoted or there's a vacancy in the spot right now, FairWarning has the options to help our customers. The difference here is that there's different options. So for those customers that don't need us to help with everything, but need a little bit more flexibility, more limited scope in terms of what we offer our customers or offer to help our customers, you have that option now with Managed Privacy Services. And then lastly, for those customers that are just sick and tired of dealing with hardware and the costs associated with that, you can now deploy your FairWarning environment into the cloud. So. All right, so we covered quite a bit, and if you have any questions, feel free to submit those in the Q&A module at this point. We want to kind of pivot into what do you need to know, what do you need to do to prepare for the upgrade, and the first thing is if you haven't received an invite from us, we sent all the announcement emails out to our customers that are getting upgraded. And if you didn't receive it, please reach out to your Customer Success Manager. It has a lot of the details around when you're going to get upgraded and when the training is available. So again, please reach out to your Customer Success Manager if you didn't receive that already. And then secondly, and I know this is important to you, Rahat, but change control. We have our internal change control process, but we also document, and it's important for us to follow the change control process of our customers. And so we try to give you all the information necessary to get approval and get approval ahead of time of your upgrade date. And then in terms of upgrade dates, I just want to share 9/23, so it's September 23rd. That's a Sunday, that's the next group, and then October 7th will be the next group. And those will be the two that you should be looking at in terms of getting approval. It is a Sunday, so there should be very little impact and very little downtime to your end users. So now that you're upgraded, how do you get trained? We are going to have really interactive or hands-on training, and that's going to be for every customer. You're welcome to join every single one of them. They're designed to be right after the Promise release, or right after your upgrade. So if you get upgraded on Sunday, you have a live, interactive, hands-on training session that following Monday, designed to make sure that you're training in the newest environment, and so that's fresh for our customers. And then if you're someone that really wants to go through and read release notes, user guides, admin guides, anything else, it's going to be available in the customer community. And then lastly, there's a best practice training at the end of the month. So additional training, and it's really, this training is meant to be more around kind of usage. How are people using some of the capabilities? The other ones are kind of what is it? This one's going to be, what are the different types of scenarios that I might use a investigation template or a calculated field or, fill in the blank. And then lastly, we talked about online certification. If you want to get certified, there's still plenty of spots available, so feel free to reach out to your Customer Success Manager, and we can get you signed up.
Perfect. And Brian, we did have one other question come through. Will there be any data submission changes needed for the promise release? Any changes needed to the files submitted to FairWarning? And the answer is no. No changes as far as the files that are sent to FairWarning for us to ingest your logs of any kind. Thank you.
And it looks like we have another question related to maybe missing any of the training sessions. I think the good news, Lisa, is that the training sessions are recorded and posted in the community.
Yes, correct. So all webinars that we host here at FairWarning, we always record the sessions for our customers, and we do post those in the community. You can simply search for them using the search bar located at the top middle of the community page, and we can demonstrate that during the live webinars as well.
Perfect. I think that's about it. If there's any other questions, we're happy. Feel free to reach out to your customer success manager. They're fully briefed on some of all the new capabilities of the tool. We're good. No other questions? Was that a question?
It looks as if our chat had answered a question from a customer just asking if there was any additional action that needed to be taken, but of course, no. We've already separated our customers into 2 release groups, and so as we alluded to earlier, we'll have the release group 1 will be September 23rd, which is a Sunday, and then minimal downtime for that, and we'll have the webinar at 2 p.m. on September 24th, which is a Monday. So when you come into work, you can kind of get your hands wet in the application, and then we'll be there to help you and answer any questions in an hour-long interactive session that afternoon. Same goes for release group number 2, which will be Sunday, October 7th. And then again, when you come in Monday morning, kind of get your bearings in the application with the new features, and we'll be there to speak with you at 2 p.m. again on Monday, October 8th. Oh, great. And we can hang out for a little longer and just kind of monitor the Q&A. We're happy to answer any further questions you might have. All right.
Yeah, and then we actually just learned something. October 8th is a holiday in Canada, so we will be making sure we get that for them. But
certainly.
Hey, and then so the theme of today was about saving time. So I know that we're going to be finishing a little bit early, so we'll save you guys a couple minutes in your day. But really excited about this release. We're always trying to make sure that the products and services that we have really exceed the expectations of our customers, and so. In this case, it's really about helping you guys gain a lot of time back in your days, and so whether that's eliminating third-party or, eliminating false positives for you, reducing the time it takes to investigate an incident, or just getting real-time help, we're excited about delivering this to our customer base. And so we hope that this improves the overall experience for you. Again, if you do have any last remaining questions, please feel free to reach out to your customer success manager. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your days, and thanks for joining us on today's Promise Release webinar.